Seeing everyone's hard work come together as the drone Jaegers attack the Shatterdome was really nice to see. The Shatterdome was featured in the Pacific Rim franchise an enormous amount. It's the home of the Jaegers, their crew, their pilots. In Uprising itself, it features in a large amount of shots, I think around 200 shots in total. When you see the base itself, you'll understand why it took the team nearly 3 months to build. A very talented team here at DNEG. Everything from the leaves on the trees to the blast doors, the bays that housed the 7 300-foot Jaegers. To put it in perspective, the tarmac end to end was nearly 20 football fields in length. The client had a very specific brief on how they wanted this thing to look, but what was going to become difficult was trying to sell the idea of the Shatterdome on such a massive scale. Our build department were responsible for the main structure of the Shatterdome, everything from modeling texture and surface detail, allowing the environment department to focus on the landmass, vegetation, vistas behind, and of course we had our effects department involved to handle the fact that this was an island and surrounded by a body of water. Our layout department and animation team were responsible for the digital cinematography and the framing of every shot. This was really important because trying to frame an asset of this size in a shot on background extensions alone was hard enough, let alone throwing a full Jaeger battle into the mix. DMP had to really sell small details that we weren't able to get out of the assets, cracks in concrete, rivets on steel structures, anything that we could do to add more and more detail to this massive structure. Once we thought we'd finished building the asset, of course, the Shatterdome is home to an epic battle between drone Jaegers and Jaegers. This happens in shot, and of course we needed a damage state for the end of the film as well. As the crew are preparing the Jaegers for their final battle, of course they do this with inside a very destroyed Shatterdome. That included a nearly 2,000 frame montage shot that flew around this huge interior dome as the crew are repairing the damaged Jaegers. Our build team developed kit parts of such damaged steel structures, holes in concrete, you name it, this environment had it. Each prop, each piece of set dressing needed remodeling, retexturing. It ended up being another build in itself. The end result was a marriage of Maya and Clarisse. We use Maya to lay out the assets using a proprietary instancing system topped up with Clarisse's very, very powerful scattering system. Trying to render the sheer amount of geometry that we had on the show was hard enough in the first place, but a large portion of the Shatterdome sequence or sequences were at nighttime, and this Shatterdome lit up like a Christmas tree. There were hundreds and hundreds and thousands of lights scattered amongst all of the structure. If it wasn't for the power of Clarisse, I'm not sure how any of that would have been possible. Projects of this size always have their challenges, but the most prominent one in this was definitely trying to get an environment this size to hold up in such a wide variety of shots. Cameras a mere meter off the ground to huge establishing aerials as the Jaegers flew in on the helicopters. Achieving such incredible detail while also having render efficiency in the back of your head is always going to be a challenge, and turned into a rather large R&D project for everybody here. For me personally, the team aspect of a project is the most important thing, and we had an incredibly talented team, and everybody should be really, really proud of the work that they've managed to achieve on this project.